In this video, we're going to apply everything we learned about fraction into word problems. So let's get to it. Let's read the first question here. While on a shopping trip, Miss Luong spent 2/5 of her money on clothes, love my clothes, and 1/3 on cosmetics. What fraction of money did Miss Luong have left? Sounds like I spent a lot of money that day, so let's figure out how much I spent. Okay, let's see. I spent 2/5 on clothes, and then I spent 1/3 here on cosmetics. Now let's add that up and see how much I spent that day. So I spent 2/5 of my money, and I spent 1/3 of my money. So we're just going to add that up to see how much I spent that day of my money. Okay, so remember, I have two different denominators. That means I need to change them so that they're the same. So we're going to look for the lowest common multiple for our common denominator. So listing out some multiples of 5, I've got 5, 10, 15, and goes on. And then for 3, I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. And we can see that the lowest common multiple between 5 and 3 is 15 because they share that in common. So I need 15 on the bottom as my denominator. So how do I get that? Well, how do I make a 5 into a 15? Well, I would need to times that by 3. And if I do that to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. Okay, and how do I get 3 to a 15? 3 times 5 gives us 15. So I'm going to times the 3 by 5, and if I do that to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. So let's find our new fractions here. We got 2 times 3 is 6. Then 5 times 3 is 15, that's what we wanted. And then our next fraction is 1 times 5 is 5. And then our denominator is 15. Okay, so we're just going to add that up. And that gives me 11 over 15. Okay, so remember, this is not how much I have left. This is how much I spent. So to see how much I have left, well, I had a whole group of money to begin with. So whatever I had before minus this will give me how much money I have left. Now, okay, so what did I have? We're going to say I had 15 over 15. Like I had a whole, basically. I had a whole bunch of money. And then I'm going to subtract it from the whole. So this is just representing a fraction of how much I spent. So we got 15 or 15 minus 11 over 15. Now remember, our bottom numbers are the same. So that means I can just subtract the top numbers only. So you got 15 minus 11 is 4 over 15. So this is how much I've spent. So Ms. Luong has 4 over 15 left of her money. So at least I didn't spend it all. That's good. And I'm not in debt, so I still have some money left over. Okay, and the next example here. In a group of 18 friends, 1/3 are girls, and 1/6 of these girls have blonde hair. How many blonde girls are in the group? Okay, so we got 18 friends. Let's write that. And then 1/3 are girls. And we have 1/6 are blonde. Okay, so this is a multiplication question because if I were to not think about how many blonde girls I have and think about how many girls I have in this group of 18 friends, that's 1/3 of 18. 1/3 of the people in this group are girls. So when we say of, that's multiplication. So we got 1/3 of 18 friends are girls. Okay, so that's one statement here. Now let's see about the other one. And they said 1/6 of these girls 1/6 of these 1/3 of these girls have blonde hair. So how am I gonna write that? So remember 1/6 of the girls. So here is the blonde girls. And here represents the girls. And these are the friends. So yes, when they wrote this out like this, it sounds a little confusing, but you just have to break it up into pieces. So 1/6 of these girls, have blonde hair. So 1/6 have blonde hair of this group of girls, and 1/3 of the friends are girls. So this is 1/6 of 1/3 of 18. Now, remember from before, when we say of, that means multiplication. So if I change this into a multiplication question, this is what we get. Okay, remember when we have a whole number, we can just throw a 1 at the bottom, and that means the same thing. So when we multiply, we're going to multiply the numerators, and then we're going to multiply the denominators. So multiplying across the top, 1 times 1 is 1, and then times 18 is 18. Okay, and then our bottom, 6 times 3 is 18, times 1 is 18, and 18 over 18 is the same thing as 1. So our answer is we have 1 blonde girl in our group. So there is 1 blonde girl in the group. And that's it for that question.